News breaking late today, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled that Governor Tim Walz violated state law by calling a special election too soon in District 40B. DFL candidate Curtis Johnson won that seat by 7,500 votes in November. But a Ramsey County judge ruled he doesn't live in the district and cannot take office. Republican House Speaker designate Lisa Demuth released a statement saying, quote, "I'm pleased the court correctly ruled that the governor failed to follow the law in his attempt to speed up the special election to help the political fortunes of the Democrat Party." That was Demuth. A special election in that Roseville district was set for January 28th, but now the governor will have to choose a new later date. Well, DFL's State Senator Nicole Mitchell's request to delay her burglary trial has been granted. Earlier this evening, a Becker County judge issued the ruling to push the trial set to begin January 27th. It must now be rescheduled within 60 days of May 19th, which is the end of the legislative session. Mitchell was charged with burglary after allegedly breaking into her stepmother's Detroit Lakes home in April of last year. Right now, the DFL and GOP are operating under a power sharing agreement because seats are split 33 to 33. Meanwhile, back in the Minnesota House, week 2 of the legislature is likely to look a lot like week 1, with Democrats there still boycotting. Tom Hauser is here now with more on a contentious interview with House Republican and Democrat leaders.
It is hard to keep track with everything happening at the Capitol. Neither side seems ready to give in on the positions they've staked out in the Minnesota House. There is no sign Democrats and Republicans will reach a power-sharing agreement anytime soon. Next week, the Minnesota Supreme Court will take up a petition filed by Democrats.
A quorum is present.
The question of whether Republicans have a quorum will likely be decided by the Minnesota Supreme Court. Republicans have a one-seat majority of 67 to 66 in the current House membership of 133, but will likely be tied 67-67 with Democrats after a special election January 28th.
They essentially want to take a 2-week advantage and turn it into a 2-year advantage in the legislature, which is something we can't accept.
Republican House Majority Leader designate Harry Niska says Democrats could have shown up and made those arguments on the House floor.
Well, not only could they have done that, come into the House and made those arguments, the law required them to come to work on Tuesday at noon. That's when the law says that all members of the legislature have to get to work at noon. Democrats chose to break that law, not show up.
DFL House Floor Leader Jamie Long says they're denying Republicans the chance to unseat Democrat Brad Tabke.
They are going to kick out Representative Brad Tabke, and I hope that Harry will answer the question today, yes or no. Right now, he has won his election, he has won his recount, he has won the court case. You have now had 3 days to review the court decision. Will you or will you not allow Representative Tabke to be seated?
Your answer.
The only person who's unseating Brad Tabke is Brad Tabke today. I've been to the House 3 times. Brad Tabke has not taken his seat. There is a legal process that's not done. There's a contest about his election.
Long also claims Niska has a conflict of interest because Republicans hired a lawyer from his firm to represent House Republicans before the Supreme Court.
It is a partner of his law firm. You could have found any other attorney to do this, but yet he chose to give taxpayer money to a partner of his own law firm for their legal defense.
He's suing the House. We're choosing the best lawyers possible, and we're not interested in his advice on which lawyers to hire.
And again, as we learned in the last half hour, that District 40B race election will now not be January 28th. It will likely be sometime in February. We'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, Republicans have until Tuesday to file response to the Supreme Court petitions from House DFL leaders and Secretary of State Steve Simon on the quorum issue. The court will hear oral arguments on Thursday. You can watch the legislative leaders argue on At Issue Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Lindsay, as we try to sort this all out.
Wow, it's something new every day. Tom, thank you.